Alright, that activated quicker than I thought. The next story quest is called The Wisdom of Allag, and I did go online to find out what the first story quest is called for Endwalker, and I have not reached it yet. So I think I'm just going to continue with this game, and I'll do Guild Wars, I guess probably Friday, Saturday, then Sunday's D&D. Yeah, so that's what I'll do. So the Wisdom of Allag, we are in Law at the Helix, which is one of the teleport points I have, and I guess we're supposed to be heading to the Etherochemical Research Facility, which is down to the southeast. I can fly here. I think I can probably still fly. I'm not sure. I haven't tried it, but we'll see. This appears to be the Helix, which means we stand in the Alpha Quadrant. To the east lies the Beta Quadrant, and yes, I believe I have my bearings. Though this is my first time on Law, I do have some familiarity with the place thanks to the records in the Crystal Tower. Unless I am mistaken, this path leads to an aetherite, beyond which there will be an information terminal. I suggest we begin our search there. Actually, and you know what? It's fitting. It's fitting. I did the quests to get this guy. We're going to activate the accompaniment node. Because it's cute. Oh, we got it. Hey, accompaniment node. Nice to see you again. It spins. It spins when you wave to it. I never noticed that. That's cute. I don't often interact enough, like, with emotes toward my minions. The Mistel, the one we got recently, that in maybe 3 videos prior, I've tried a bunch of emotes and it doesn't do anything. It just kind of stands there, runs after you, sure, but doesn't like do anything with its weapon. And I stood there waiting for a long time, longer than it takes most of the other minions to do anything. But we're at the Helix terminal, past the Helix waypoint, not waypoint, what's it called in this game? Ethernet shard. And oh yeah, I forgot there's repository node and reconditioning node. Interesting. And here's the terminal. A moment while I search the archives for references to tempering. We got cutscene. Black screen, by the way, for a second. And now we have an activated terminal with Grahatia pushing out a hand to it. I guess that's how we operate things here. Ah, there we are. Alice Coxerhead. Iconic corruption, an overview. That sounds promising. Indeed. Let us see what this report has to say. Holds out a hand again. Shakes his head. Confound it. The contents appear to have been deleted. What? No. Isn't there something you can do? Not from here, I'm afraid, but it may be that another copy of the report exists elsewhere. The question is, where to look? It says here the report was written by somebody named Owen. Is it likely that he kept a copy? I would say it is a distinct possibility. Assuming he was a researcher here, he will have had quarters on the Habisphere. We can ascertain the details at Habisphere Control. It's the first time I've heard the word Habisphere in this game, I'm pretty sure. Let us return, let us return to the Bonanza and avail ourselves of the monocutters. We will need them to reach our destination. I forgot, you already have a suitable means of transport, don't you? No need to waste time accompanying us back to the ship, then. We'll see you at the Habisphere. Yeah, I can ride my mounts, yo. Which is frackin' where, Hilo? She's a scion. Oh, okay. Way over there. We fly way east. West. No, that doesn't work. I think when I was doing these ones, like these particular story or side quests, I don't remember. I think some of Law was story and some was side. But I always had the mount music. So I've never heard this battle music before. Right, we reach an administrative node. I guess we are at Hemisphere Control. Yeah. If the late Owen did indeed have a chamber here, this node will be able to tell us its number. He holds a hand out to it with a cutscene. He's talking to it. It does. It's a cubic node. So what it does when it communicates is it rises up a little bit. It's already floating. It's a silverish cube, kind of weird. How to describe it is that it's not a cube per se. It's shaped mostly like a cube, but there are slants instead of corners. That's actually a pretty good way to describe it. So everywhere there should be a corner is a slant instead. But then you have the square faces on all 6 of the sides. Kind of like a dice in some ways, but those are usually rounded. Anyway, what it does, because it's fun to, it rises up a little bit when it starts to quote-unquote talk, and it's bisected in half. That's what bisected means, on the horizontal. So each half spins the opposite direction from each other, and then it lowers back down. That's kind of what the animation for it communicating is. There, from what I recall of the layout, it should be somewhere in the vicinity of... It does its thing again. Warning, an evacuation order is presently in effect. Every entry to the Hemisphere is not permitted at this time. Foiled again. In all likelihood, the order would have been imposed during the Fourth Humble Calamity, and I doubt it will be lifted in the near future. This is energy level critical, returning to base for recharging. And the cube flies off, also doing the odd rotation thing. Well, surely there must be some other way to gain access. Sorry. Force, for example? Ere we resort to that, I have an idea. Were we to send a surge of energy through yonder control mechanism, it should prompt the system to restart, releasing the locks. As for a suitable energy source, a concentrated lightning shard might suffice. Happily, I seem to recall that they are known to form at points of stagnant ether throughout the continent. You seem to recall? Are you honestly telling me that that was in the records too? He nods. Ha! I am. A report sent to the capital mentioned that lightning aspected ether was prone to pooling on the continent, resulting in surges that interfered with equipment. He looks up to the sky, kind of behind us. A minor detail, I grant you, but in my role as caretaker of the Crystal Tower, there was no such thing as too much Allagan knowledge. Besides, my studies helped me to feel connected to the source, to home. I must have explored this facility 1,000 times in my mind, but to finally stand here with the two of you, 'tis more exhilarating than I can well express. Now then, the lightning shard. If I may, I suggest we split up and search the beta quadrant. Oh, but beware of sprites. They are wont to manifest where the ether is stagnant. Now you're just showing off, which makes me think we should make a contest of this. The first to return here with a shard wins. What do you say? We both nod to her. Very well. It would be in my honor to come in third. And does the fist and palm thing. He goes jogging off to his monocutter, as does she quickly. Cut screen goes black. Regulators. Mount up. Come, Node. On my Jazz Wolf. Oh, I was reading some free company chat. Wait, is this like down? Because that's outside the circle. This would be... Oh, is it down? Is it down? There is a down, and I think corpse flowers. Alright, stagnant lightning, there we go. Sleep, pray, lightning, do not cry. Go freaking AoE mode, son. by the way, 3 lightning sprites popped up, little lightning elemental things. I think that was it. Oh, to talk to it again. Stagnant lightning crystal seems to have popped up in its place. There was a little text blurb, I think, for that. My bad. As we pick it from the ground. Disembodied voice. Bravo, that was quite a show, adventurer. Why, the spectacle proved so enthralling that all thoughts of the prize slipped my mind. I appear to have forfeited our little race. Congratulations, the lightning shard is yours. Who are you? Show yourself at once. Or, why? What? No dramatic entrance? You've changed. Or, very funny. Now let's get back to work. What? No dramatic entrance? You've changed. I think it's the new Ascian. Oh, it's Graha. Ugh, you remembered that? In my defense, I was caught up in the moment. It isn't every day you meet an honest-to-God's hero, after all. Wait, this feels wrong. Why would he just be watching? Something's weird here. Well, the contest continues, so you had better hurry back. Ah, but one last thing. Thank you, Mercy, for bringing me here. Would you stop being such a little pussycat? It's weird, man. Just be the badass Graha archer or mage wizard thing that doesn't exist in the game, but yet there you were as it. This is a weird, like, red kind of crystalline flesh tunnel, and that's a weird, I know. Sorry, I've been watching some Critical Role, and the last few episodes of Season 2 tend to have flesh tunnel far too often for my liking, but I'm also no prude, you know? We fly back to... Oh, I guess this was where we came from. I just got the directions weird. Gratia? It appears Alisei had no luck, so victory is yours. Congratulations. Now then, may I have the shard? Concentrated lightning shard handed over. What is it that makes you so much better at finding things? What do you have that I don't? That is a question I too have asked myself on numerous occasions. I suggest we could both learn a great deal from Mercy, and not only about the secrets of adventuring, but come, we should attend to our mission. We have a cutscene, by the way, and all this is happening on a black screen, those sounds you're hearing. And now, Graha rejoins us. Excellent, the system responded exactly as intended. We now have access to the Habisphere. Only one obstacle remains, the security system within. Should they be triggered, they could make life rather difficult for us. In light of which, pray leave the rest to me. If I am right, my royal blood should allow me to venture in unmolested. It's quite a leap. Assuming this place works like the Crystal Tower, yes, but if it doesn't, you'll be on your own. I want you to promise us that you'll get out at the first sign of trouble. I promise. Wish me luck. And he goes to his monocutter. We watch it take off and fly. It's just focused on us, though, watching it. I wanted to spare some animation. Well, nothing for it but to sit tight. We have a black cut screen right now, and now we're focused on one of like the large ships that is docked, but still seems to be maintaining its own height. And she and I are just sitting on this ring at this kind of terminal station, looking at the large ship. I'm sure this Owen fellow was very learned, but iconic corruption. An overview sounds like a stadium thesis. We all had to write one. Lest you wonder, mine was about the combat applications of ether. I'm nothing if not practical. Alpha Nose was more philosophical, of course. Political, dare I say it? He chose to write a lengthy discourse on our nation's duty to the world, a controversial subject, to say the least. He asserted that Charlian's knowledge should rightly be used to protect life on the star, in direct opposition to the country's cherished policy of non-intervention. Being a leading member of the Forum, our father was not happy. At the time, of course, Alphino was utterly convinced of his views and would cheerfully argue to the death with anyone who saw things differently, by which I mean the rows were long. To be fair to him, although I think row in this case means like bout, like battle. To be fair to him, though, he's since learned to be a little more open-minded, but deep down he still holds fast to that one belief, and I admire him for it. I think my this is a weird thing to say, but I used to struggle over time to do all the various accents, like it would start to hurt my voice or my jaw, but it doesn't do that anymore. And I'm not a spring chicken, you know what I'm saying? I'm not like some 20-year-old or teen or whatever. I was 35, 34 when I started these, I think, and it's only in the last I just noticed that it hasn't been causing me any issues in a while. Um, so I guess these are muscles you can train, which is kind of cool. And I probably should have known that already. I should have liked to meet the young Alphino. For what it's worth, my thesis concerned the Allagan civilization as depicted in folklore. Tia has rejoined us. Oh, you're back. I didn't know you attended the studium. I didn't. A thesis was required to earn my Archon's mark. My peers at the students of Baldessian convinced me to write one. My peers at the students of Baldessian convinced me to write one with the promise of unfettered access to forbidden tomes. Though I considered it no more than a means to an end at the time, I will admit it was gratifying to have my efforts acknowledged. Good gods, an Archon's thesis! I shudder to imagine the work involved, but enough about that. Is this the fruit of your foray? And we're looking down at an inert, for now, spherical node, not at all unlike the one that I have floating with me as a minion, but it's gray and inert, like a shiny gray. Metallic, if you will. Yes, Owen's archive node. It was waiting for me in his chamber. Sorry, Imagine's been waiting in his chamber. If a copy of his report still survives, it would be stored in this device. Shall we find out? He touches it. It glows with yellow lines all around it, as opposed to mine with the red. It does this as it talks to us. It spins in multitude of directions, and as a sphere, it's interesting to keep up with. I wonder exactly how they chose to animate it. Like, what did they go with? Like, is it always spinning on both axes at a rate of like 1 revolution per 2 seconds, or that way it looks kind of weird? Blip! Initiating scanning for registered user. User not found. To proceed as a guest, please complete biometric authentication. Right now it's just hovering, but it did this little split thing where there was a gap between both top and bottom. And now it's just hovering. Alice kind of shrugs at Graha. He holds a hand out, and it starts to scan him and does a spinning thing. Blip! Verifying. And now it... Bloop! Authentication complete. Guest identified as member of the royal family. I am at your most humble service, your highness. And when it talks and it's not freaked out, I guess, it does the same kind of counter spinning of both halves as the cube did. And the size of it is probably 3 feet in diameter? Anyway. It never ceases to amuse me. 'Tis but a pity the effect will not last forever. Doga and Unai, they were 2 that we met when we were doing the Crystal Tower raid series. They did not make it. Sorry for spoilers, but I have videos of it. So. Doga and Unai said as much when they granted me this gift, but until such time as it fades, I shall use it gratefully. Search archives for iconic corruption. It does its spinny thing. Blip, searching. Blip, bloop, one item found. Iconic corruption, an overview. The report is locked by the author. Please state password. Ruh-roh. Well, go on then, Your Highness. Tell the nice node the password. Right. Let's see. He clenches both fists, eyes down. Glory be to Allag. I think that's a no. Long live Emperor Zandi. He's getting a little frustrated now. Both the node and Graha. Blip, boop. Password incorrect. Please try again. Confound it. That'd be funny if that was the password. Come now, passwords are invariably short and simple. For instance... She strikes out a hand. Password. Fuck off. We're all shocked. No, don't do it. The notion that the password could be something so inane would be laughable were it not dangerously stupid. Furthermore, your conduct in the presence of His Highness is grossly inappropriate. Know your place, handmaiden. What? What did this thing just call me? That thing just call me? My options are Wild Rose or Courage. I know Wild Rose, but that's not from... That's not from this no, that can't be it. Let's fucking try it. Wild Rose. Blip bloop. Password incorrect. Again, be warned that any further inappropriate behavior in the presence of His Highness will not be tolerated. Alright, that's it. I say we dismantle it and manually extract what we need, she says as she draws out her purple crystal, light purple crystal sword, and then has that whole red mage. God, what are we calling it? A sensor? I think is kind of what we're calling it. That hovers above her left hand, her back hand, from the fencer position. Now, let's not be too hasty. A single misstep and we risk losing the report altogether. I believe this may be a task for Sid and his colleagues. If anyone can coax Machina into cooperating, it is them. She put away her weaponry. little off screen, but we kind of saw the tip of it. But with this, we nod to Graha. This is a good idea. Come, let us bear the node back to the Rising Stones. I think a 3-foot diameter for the sphere is a pretty good guess. We have direct hit, vitality, crit, vitality, spell. Okay, it's not gonna be simple. I have a tenacity, but it's not like it's tenacity on the lower end, so it's. Is that how tenacity food usually is? I'm gonna still go with the tenacity food. That's just how I roll. Anything to make tanking dungeons easier, just to make my group not hate me as much. There will be a link in the description of this video that will send you to my PowerPoint in my Google Doc, where every slide is an item on Amazon that I recommend because I use them and they're great. If you purchase any of those items with a link on that particular slide, I will get a small cut. I will see you next time, soon.